By virtue of the fact that most of our schools across the country and around the world are closed down, and even as it relates to higher education, the brick and mortar teaching, it's not going on. What do you find is the basic attitude of people across the country now as it relates to homeschooling? Is it improving? Is it increasing? Are they fearful? What kind of an attitude do most people have?
Excellent question, Gary, and we've been trying to look at that. We want to do some research and study on it. But there have been some researchers out there that have been trying to find out, what is your view of homeschooling? So I'm looking at two different research. I can't give you the names because I can't pull it up right now. But these are legitimate folks that do education research. One of them is Cato, Cato Institute. And so they're asking public school parents, that is, they're homeschooling now, but they were public school parents 3 months ago, what's your attitude toward homeschooling? And in these two specific research projects that have been done, I think Cato was the one that came up with 40% of the public and charter school parents said, you know what, after this experience, we would strongly consider homeschooling. And the other came up with 10%. We would strongly consider homeschooling. So, Gary, by that, I'm thinking that there's a very positive view of homeschooling from these parents. They didn't have a negative view of homeschooling. Now they're in, what are we going to do next? I was talking to my neighbor who is well-educated and his wife, both highly educated. She's a stay-at-home mom. They have 4 little kids, starting with 6 on down. And I said, what are you going to do when the kids go back to school? Are you going to send them back? And he said, Mike, I got to tell you that if they put my children in a mask, if they make my son, who's their first grader, okay, he's in first grader, yeah. If they put him in a mask, we're going to homeschool. So that's what I'm hearing from folks anecdotally, and the surveys are saying the same thing, that these parents are not negative toward homeschooling. It's not their first choice, let's be honest. They didn't make this choice. They would not have chosen this for themselves. But, you know, necessity is the mother of invention. And I think more and more of these parents are going to decide, hey, I'm going to give it a try. And it's not just because they don't have any other choice. They're seeing things in their children, in their families. They're seeing things in the curriculum that was sent home to them that are causing them to be alarmed. And so now they're kind of understanding what kind of education their kids were getting. Can you imagine some of these parents are saying, my child doesn't even know how to read. My child can't do 2 plus 2, and they're supposed to be doing this. They're finding this out. And so now they're going to have to make a decision, what's best for the child. And I think there's going to be a significant percentage of them say, I'm going to give homeschooling a try.